Hey everybody, welcome. I am Aaliyah. We're going to talk about law of attraction just like we do every week, and we're going to dive into 3 Abraham Hicks quotes today and talk about them. The theme is how to work less with law of attraction. We've heard it before, this whole efforting thing and working less, and maybe it's believable, maybe it's not believable. So that's why we're going to spend the entire video diving into this concept, so maybe we can get it into your noggin that we can absolutely work less with law of attraction. So let's dive into this first quote, the first tip for today. The tip is, if you believe you have to work hard, then you will have to work hard. Here's the quote. If you believe that you must work hard in order to deserve the money that comes to you, then money cannot come to you unless you do work hard. Financial success or any other kind of success does not require hard work. It does require alignment of thought. You simply cannot offer negative thought about the things you desire and then make up for it with action or hard work. That's good enough to repeat. You simply cannot offer negative thought about things that you desire and then make up for it with action or hard work. When you learn to direct your own thoughts, you will discover the true leverage of energy alignment. So here we're talking about this underlying belief. We all probably started off with this, right? We all were told to work hard. We all on some level have this belief that in order to get big results, in order to have success, in order to be respected in the world, in order to be a functioning adult, we have to work hard. So what happens though is that the working hard then leads us to feel like that's how you get results. But we're into law of attraction now, aren't we? So aren't we also starting to foster a new belief, which is like energy attracts like energy? So if I am working hard to make money because there's an assumption that if I have a lot of money, I will feel really good, I will feel abundant, I will feel rich, I will feel prosperous, then doesn't it make sense that with law of attraction, we can skip all of that and just go to the energy of what is the energy of prosper? What is the energy of so much? What is the energy of abundance? What is the energy of just tons of money and what you would feel like if you had that? And so if we skip all of those details and we just focus on flexing the emotions associated with what we want, then we realize that now that is my energy. And now the universe is going to bring a lot of things into my sphere, into my life, manifestations, connections to help foster that pathway. But if we think that we have to work hard and that belief is like been there for a long time, then that is what is going to be our reality. We cannot ever live outside of our reality. Whatever we say, whatever we declare, we cannot live outside of. So we have to be really careful and be aware of what are we declaring? How are we saying how it is? And so if we are working hard, and not doing the energy work, not doing the alignment, not learning how to direct our own thoughts, then we are indeed going to have to work hard. Now, we talk about this all the time. It's kind of impossible to stop doing something, right? So if we say, okay, I need to stop believing that I have to work hard, that's tricky because in your awareness of that belief, if you're trying to get rid of it, you kind of keep it active. So right now, you're holding on to probably a couple different beliefs. You probably believe right now that, or maybe you don't, maybe you're past this, but at some point on your journey, you probably believe that you had to work hard. And now we are saying also you're starting to believe that I don't have to work hard. Energy alignment, feeling good, becoming the energy that I want is how I get things. So now we're toggling both of these. The working hard is old. It's been chimed for a really long time. Maybe this whole essence of vibrational alignment, feeling good, is new. So now we have both of these beliefs here. So we don't have to get rid of the old belief about having to work hard. What we have to do is now consistently and often remind ourselves that alignment is absolutely the key to manifesting with ease with law of attraction. So you can totally let yourself off the hook. You don't have to feel guilty for anything. We just have to be reminding ourselves. So write this on some papers, put an alarm in your phone, start trying to remember to remind yourself that alignment is priority. Alignment is priority. Feeling good is priority. Thinking about how I want to feel, thinking about how I would feel. This is what Abraham in this quote is talking about, learning to direct your thoughts, alignment of thought. If you are feeling like there's so much work to do, I have to do it, I have to get the promotion, I have to get all these things done, and that is where you are allowing the majority of your thoughts, then that is going to offer an emotion that is going to support manifesting more proof of that. So if we can just lighten up on that kind of self-talk and then increase the self-talk of, I can relax, I'm on a new journey, I'm learning to feel good, I'm learning about alignment, I don't know all the details right now, but I am learning, I'm getting there, I'm interested in this, I like the idea of it, it feels good. If we start really chiming that story, start adding that language into our life, then we are going to relax. Then we are going to dismantle that old belief system. And then we're going to start prioritizing feeling good and directing our thoughts, which is going to make getting results and manifestations way, way easier. Because if you're going to just purely rely on hard work, then you're going to need to do that. You're going to get burnt out. So this is all about realizing that when you think that you have to work hard, you do. So let's now foster a new belief, which is alignment is number one. Feeling good is number one. And we can still do we can still do our everyday life stuff that we have, because we just can't jump and do huge 180s out of that, but we can start adding this in. And as we start adding in new language, we start believing new things. The world around us starts changing. The universe starts bringing us things. We start manifesting things. It starts off by, hey, we're just generally feeling better. And then we have an idea to Google something. And then a phone call comes in. And then we're just inspired to apply for a new job. Or we are just thinking that we're going to call somebody. Or we then... It's a billion things. It always doesn't unfold the way that I think it's going to unfold. So whenever I think I know exactly how something is going to unfold, I catch myself, because if that's what I'm thinking, likely that's not it. So I like to not know. I like being in that place of not thinking I know how it's going to work out, because the universe can surprise me. And if I'm open to be curious and I'm open for anything, then then the universe is able to deliver me a million different roads, pathways to get there. So that is the first tip. We're diving deep into these little concepts. So if you like to do this, if you like to further understand the Abraham Hicks concepts, then I invite you to go down there. I think there's a little subscribe button. There's maybe a little bell next to it. If you hit that, then you get to subscribe and get a notification when I post my weekly video with this stuff. So also love the likes, also love the comments, love to hear from you guys. It's really, really good vibes up in here. So let's dive into the second quote. The tip is, you are dependent on nobody. Nobody. Okay. It's a short one. So no one can deny or grant you anything. It all comes to you by virtue of your vibration. All of it? Yes, all of it. And I know this can be hard, right? Because it really seems like the position we are in our lives is really the result of a lot of external things, right? Really the result of what this person did, what this person didn't do, the opportunities, what we were born into, our family. And so it's kind of sometimes in the beginning a little hard to grapple with the fact that everything in our life is a reflection of our energy. Now, noted, when we're talking about kids here and what happens at young ages, we absolutely, when we are young, are given energy of our parents. So if our parents have really strong energy, then we're tiny little babies. Of course, that energy is going to permeate in us. So if you went through some trauma at a very young age, then I want to let you know that that trauma was attracted by energies that were likely given to you. So, but now we grow up, and even if that is the case, in the eyes of law of attraction, what Abraham Hicks will describe to us is that we're actually kind of choosing rougher, easy pathways before we dive into this world, because we are all here to learn. We all had different agendas. We all wanted to learn different things. We all wanted to grow in different ways. And there's some, there's some initial events or blocks or essences that we decided to go into at an early age, and we may have invited ourselves into really, really hard energies as tiny kids. So if that's the case, go easy on yourself, let yourself off the hook. Don't try to, grapple with, well, how did I attract that? Likely that energy was given to you. Now time has gone on, but now you're an adult. Now it is time to realize that regardless of the why, regardless of the how, in this moment, I can choose to control my energy or not. I can choose to control my thoughts or not. And in this moment, you're dependent on nobody. Maybe you are, feel like you're dependent on your parents because you live with them and you feel like that you need them. Maybe you're disabled and you are dependent on what's around you. All I can say is that the law of attraction, there's no break from it from anybody. And so there's an opportunity to realize that even if your situation really makes it seem like you are depending on other people, that is just because there has been an underlying belief that you are dependent. You offer emotions that are connected with being dependent. And so there's an opportunity to play around with this a little bit, play around with this idea that everything around you is just a reflection of your vibration right now, and you can change it. Maybe someone's paying your bills. Maybe you live with somebody. Maybe you are in a tricky situation, but you are still 100% able to own your energy, your emotions, and your thoughts. And what better time than right now to start practicing a new story, even if that story is different than the truths, right? The truths are, Aaliyah, this is what I'm going through. This is da-da-da-da. I know all that's true. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying when you tell that story, you offer an emotion that then manifests more of that story. So once we start dismantling this a little bit by realizing, okay, maybe so, but maybe I can also start learning how to shift my energy up right now by changing that story, by looking for things that I want to see, by appreciating things more of the time. So I'm putting this quote in the, work less with law of attraction, because a lot of the times we feel like we got to get people to do stuff in order for us to get results. And that's another layer of working hard, right? It's kind of hard to get people to do things that we want them to do. So if we can take a deep breath, let ourselves off the hook, let other people off the hook, and just realize that this is a vibrational and energy game, then it is going to be so much easier. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's talk about this next one. All right, let's dive into it, right? Don't justify the struggle. I gotta scroll up on my computer here. This is the third tip. Don't justify the struggle. I'm laughing because I'm telling you not to do something, and I'm listening because as I tell you not to do something, I'm kind of energetically supporting you doing it. I'm acknowledging that you might be doing this. So I'm going to flip this around. Don't justify the struggle. Follow the quote with me, and we'll flip the energy around on that statement. So you might say, how do I know if I am in receiving mode or not? And we say, you always feel good when you're in a receiving mode. When someone offers you a compliment, do you receive it or do you just kind of shrug it off? There's something about believing that you must justify your existence through your effort or through your perseverance, through your struggle, and many of you have just not practiced the receiving mode. So we're going to flip this. Don't justify the struggle with practice the receiving mode. So what does this mean? It means that we think we have to work hard, right? This kind of ties in what we were talking about in the beginning. When we think we have to work hard, there's a struggle there, right? There's perseverance. We feel like we need to motivate ourselves. We feel like we need to get ourselves to do things. And that struggle has struggle energy. So if we're justifying the struggle, we are manifesting more struggle in our life. And so all that this quote is boiling down to is really two things, which is don't justify the struggle, which is you just haven't practiced the receiving mode. Point number two, well, what is the receiving mode? The receiving mode is feeling good. So what this is really boiling down to is just a lot of words to remind ourselves that there is nothing more important than feeling good. It feels good to feel good. It feels good to feel good. When we feel good, we are in the receiving mode. When we're in the receiving mode, we are receiving inspiration in the form of thoughts. We are receiving inspiration in terms of what to do. We are able to get a compliment. We're able to hear somebody and understand an underlying aspect of it, which is going to lead us to a new idea. So the receiving mode means we are ready to receive inspired actions. All right, let's talk about it. So when you're doing law of attraction, do you still do a lot of stuff? Yes, a lot of the times. Not all manifestations go poof out of thin air. So what happens though is there's a difference between this forced effort, this struggle effort, versus this inspired action, right? The actions where we're trying to struggle through, justify through, can you just feel the angst? Can you feel how there's just muddy water to get through when we're struggling, right? And so all these actions are taking energy away from us. These actions are hard. They drain our energy. But when we prioritize feeling good, we're light, we have energy, we get an idea, we want to follow that idea down a path. And so we are definitely doing a lot of action still, but it is inspired action. It's not draining us. It is just something we feel like doing rather than things that we feel like we have to get ourselves to do. So I have another video I want to point you to if this is resonating with you. So in the About section, right at the top is going to be a link to my video called Worry Isn't Helping, and that is really going to supplement the ideas we've talked about today. We're going to deep dive. It's about a 5-minute video where we can look at actually what worry does with all of this. So I want to point you there for your next video. I want to say thank you for being with me. I want to remind you to subscribe and to like the video and to say hello in the comments or post a question. I'll get back to you. And this has been fun. So you don't have to do all 3 of these. Just ponder through what we talked about today. Pick one little thing. Let that kind of stir around. You've planted the seed and you are now going in the right direction. And you're building your momentum and you are doing a good job. And don't forget to tell yourself that. Don't forget to tell yourself that I am doing it. I am doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm on the path. Maybe I'm slow, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing it. I am learning this. I am starting to think differently. I am catching myself. And once we start giving ourselves a little bit of credit, we start actually manifest doing this stuff even more. So if you're sitting around feeling like I really got to do this stuff, I really need to do this stuff, just swap out that phrase. I need to do this stuff with, I am doing it. And maybe it's slow, maybe it's a little, but I am doing it and I would like to do it more. And just swap that out. That is a redirect. That is part of the process of choosing new thoughts, is switching from something like I need to do this more to, I am doing it and I want to do it more and more. So have a fantastic week. I will see you around. Don't forget to go in the About section and look for the link for the video called Worry Isn't Helping. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.